Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So you could probably tell from the title of the video that I have the Omicron COVID, the new variant. I just tested positive today. I wanted to make this video kind of to document with you my experience with it in case, you were curious or if you have it, kind of what to expect. It's obviously this thing hits differently to everyone, but I just wanted to share with you my symptoms and how I caught it and all of that, just to see if, maybe it could help somebody else and what I'm doing to try to get better and all of that. So, how it started, I believe I caught it the day before New Year's Eve. I'm sorry if I sound pretty shitty, but the day before New Year's Eve, which was Thursday, I believe, the 30th, I had to go to the hospital via ambulance because I had heart palpitations, which I've been having a lot since I got my first vaccine back in October. Yeah, I am partially vaccinated. I was not able to fully get the second dose because the first one caused me to have severe heart palpitations. So I was holding off until my heart palpitations started to get better to see if I was able to get the second one. Um, so somehow, I ended up in the hospital because my palpitations were really bad that night. I was not having any cold symptoms or anything like that. Um, but the person in the ambulance that was attending me was not wearing a mask. I always wear a mask. Like, I am meticulous, like ridiculous about wearing masks. Like, you don't even understand. I double mask when we go out. I make my son, my 17-year-old son, I make him double mask. We bought these also. I've been wearing the KN95 masks everywhere. And I do not take that mask off. If I go out in public to the store, anywhere, I don't take it off. So I had my mask on in the ambulance, but one of the main people that was attending me in on the ambulance ride, he was not wearing a mask. And as we were pulling off, it was just me and him in there. And the other EMS guys had already left, but they all had masks on. It was just him and me, and he was coughing a lot. And in my head, I was like, oh shit, this MF has COVID and he's going to give it to me with his cough. And then I was just like, oh God, let me just stop thinking that way. Sure enough, I jinxed myself. I definitely think I caught it from him because when I was at the hospital, I did not have to go into the waiting room at all. They took me straight into a room and everybody there had masks on. The doctor even had a face shield. The nurse had masks. All of them were masked up. So the only person I was around without a mask was the EMS employee. And you would think, being a healthcare worker, they would be wearing a mask, but no. So, I mean, that's my theory. I may be wrong. I may have caught it somewhere else, but that's the only person I had been around. So then 2 days after that, I started to feel a sore throat. It felt like a burning pain in my throat, and I didn't really think anything of it. I thought that because I wear a CPAP machine at night, I thought it was the machine causing me to have a sore throat because sometimes it causes like a lot of dryness in your mouth. So I thought it was just from my machine. But the burning pain was just not, it was pretty bad. It was pretty intense. So I started like taking Tylenol right when I started to feel that. And so that I would say started to bother me around the 1st of January. And then let's see what else. I want to like go through the whole how every little symptom popped up for me so that you guys can get an idea. That same day also I started to feel like somebody was stabbing my right lung. It felt like deep in my chest, like deep behind my right breastbone. I started to feel like stabbing pains. I can compare them to when I had pneumonia years ago. It was that type of pain that you get in your chest, but I had no cough. So I had like a severe stabbing pain that would just come and go every couple of minutes that lasted for hours. It actually lasted 3 days. And I was like, I'll be damned if I'm going to go back to the hospital. Because every time I go to the hospital, they're like, you're the picture of perfect health. Everything is anxiety. They chuck everything up to anxiety. You could be having a heart attack and they chuck it up to anxiety. And if you can relate, comment below, because that's what I go through every single time I go to the ER. I could be burning up in fever. I could have strep throat. I could freaking have the measles, chicken pox, and they're going to tell me that my chicken pox are anxiety related. So I'm fed up with going to the hospital at this point. So I was like, I am not going back. I'm just going to take Tylenol and call it a day and put the heating pad on my chest and pray that this goes away. So it lasted 3 days. And I had told my son, I was like, I have this stabbing pain in my chest and it feels like when I had pneumonia, but I don't have any cough. So I don't think it's pneumonia. And they had also done a chest x-ray when I was there for chest palpitations. So those were negative. So I was like, I'm not going back. I'm not. So I just dealt with the pain and it would come and go, but it was like very, like the whole day. It lasted the whole day. And then that lasted about 3 days and then that subsided. And I started to feel, I was sneezing a lot the whole time. Since like 2 days after the ambulance, I was sneezing. I had a really bad runny nose and it was like alternating between waking up sneezing nonstop to severely stuffy nose. Nasal congestion, runny nose, sneezing. I had it all. But I also have severe nasal allergies. So I was like, maybe it's just allergies, you know? And so I didn't think anything of it. Mind you, though, I wasn't out like spreading it or anything. I was home. I didn't go anywhere since the ambulance thing. I was home the whole time. So I started like sneezing really bad. And I just noticed that my runny nose was just like all day. And that's not normal for me. And I don't sneeze all day. And I felt very run down, which I get, you know, that feeling like for those of you who have like severe allergies, if you have like hay fever, because that's how I get it that bad, that you feel very worn down from the allergies. Like you could tell in my eyes, even though I wore my lashes and I tried to look presentable for this because I didn't want to look as bad as I actually feel. But I feel very run down, like if you've been sneezing all day. You know, that exhaustion you get from sneezing 24/7. That's how I feel. Today, so technically today it would be, let's see, the 30th was Thursday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Today would be like the 7th day since I think I became affected, but today's the first day since I got tested. So today is my day 1 basically for quarantine. But whatchamacallit, one thing I did notice that I wasn't normal for me is the past couple of days I've had a lot of moments where I forget things very easily, like my short-term memory. Like I'll do something and I'll forget what I just did. But like my very short-term memory, and I can compare that to, you know, the movie I'm sorry you guys. I'm losing my voice. You know the movie 50 First Dates, where they meet that guy named Tom who has no short-term memory, and every like 10 seconds he's like, hi, my name is Tom. Hi, my name is Tom. He forgets his name. I didn't forget my name, but I would do things and I would notice that I've been forgetting things a lot more easily. Like I'll go and put something away. Here, I'll give you an example. The other day I went and plugged in my Christmas tree. And that night I was like here watching movies or whatever, and I had no memory of me plugging in that Christmas tree. I went back outside to my living room and I saw the tree on, and I'm like, when the hell did I put this tree? Like it freaks me out. It's kind of scary. I had no recollection of me connecting the tree and the outlet to try to turn it on. I do not remember turning it on. Little things like that. And then like sometimes I'll call my son, my youngest, he sleeps upstairs, and as far as I know right now he doesn't have any symptoms. He's had like a runny, like he's been sneezing, but he has allergies. But the doctor told me for him to not test him because he stays home. He's homeschooled. So he told me if he's only sneezing to not give him a test because they're running really short on tests. He told me to just treat his symptoms, to just treat his allergies. And I keep checking in with him. He keeps telling me he feels fine. It's crazy. My oldest son, his wife, and the baby are sick as well, but they were not around me. They caught it where, they were on vacation and they caught it. They were visiting family for the holidays, and unfortunately, they have it. My oldest son has a horrible cough. So I'm just mentioning them just to give you an example. It's different for everyone. My son was in the hospital with a terrible, terrible cough. My grandbaby has had a fever yesterday. He was in the hospital. Luckily, I believe the fever has gone down, but that was like nerve wracking because he's only 5 months. So he's a little baby. So I've been checking in with them. It's just really crazy that we all got it at the same time, but we didn't catch it from each other, if that makes sense. I haven't been around them since they came back from their trip. Um, I think they caught it like on the plane or out there. I'm not sure. But, I've been checking on them. I believe they're doing better. My son is just, though, his cough does worry me because he has a really bad cough. But they checked his chest and they checked him with a CAT scan and it was negative for like blood clots and for pneumonia. So he doesn't have that as of right now, thank goodness. I don't really have a cough. I have a little bit of a cough, but my cough is literally like, I would say throughout the day, I'll cough 3 or 4 times. It's not like severe, but I'm noticing my voice is kind of raspy. And then today my headache got more severe, way more severe. So I took Tylenol, and I noticed that I have this horrible earache. I had this earache last night. It's on the right side of my head, and that's the side that hurts also. Um, my ear hurts. It feels like I have it full of water, like full of pressure. And the headache it's a really bad headache, but it's hard to explain. It's not like a regular headache. It's just a really bad headache. And I only have it like on the right side. So this whole side is bothering me and all the way down to my neck. Sorry, it's a lot of symptoms, but I just want to make sure I cover everything so that everyone knows how this affects people. Just, if you do have it, maybe these are some things you will go through to know, this is normal with this. I'm just doing it to see if it'll help anybody. Um, I have swollen lymph nodes. I could feel this very sensitive and it hurts. So I guess I get that when you have an infection. So then today I decided to go get tested because I was just like, my throat is not getting better. My throat is burning and I don't stop sneezing and I feel very, very fatigued. I have chronic fatigue syndrome. So when I feel really bad, I haven't felt this bad and like this fatigued in a while. I feel just run down. It feels like you have, I don't want to, what do you call it? Like invalidate how bad it is because it's more than a flu. It's more than a cold. It feels more than that. What do you call it? See, I literally just forgot what I was saying. Like, literally, this is how it's been. Like, I forget what I'm saying. So I went and got tested, and I did one of the rapid tests with the doctor, the PCR, not the home test, the PCR. They swab your nose, and I went to a clinic where you have to wait 15 minutes. So when she swabbed me initially, it popped up negative. She's like, it looks negative, but go to your car and wait, and I'll come get you in 15 minutes just to be sure. So she came and got me. She's like, I have bad news. She's like, you do have COVID. It did pop up. And I'm going to have you see the doctor right here. I didn't think I was seeing a doctor. It was a clinic, but she's like, I'm going to have you see him. So he came in and he like checked me with a stethoscope and he's like, are you asthmatic? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I'm going to call an inhaler for you for Pro Air, which is the same thing as albuterol. And he was like, do the inhaler and I'm going to put you on steroids. And I'm like, I'm already on steroids. I've been on steroids for 3 years for inflammation. And he's like, what dose are you on? And I'm like, 1 milligram. And he's like, you need to go up to 20. So he prescribed 20 milligrams of prednisone for a couple of days. He wants me to do the Pro Air inhaler. I've been doing it because I already have it. I always have an inhaler with me. And he also prescribed nebulizer treatments for albuterol because those help too, for a machine. And then I've been taking Tylenol for the pain, for the headache, but it's not helping. This is not really, it's not helping my headache. So that's how bad the headache is. And my earache, this is not touching it. The other thing I've been doing, I got this today. I just went through the pharmacy, like the drive-through, because I don't want to be like around people, but I got these vitamin C packets, the emergency, because this is a very high dose of vitamin C, and this always helps me when I feel like I'm getting sick or anything. This helps me a lot. So I started taking this. You just fill this up with like, it says 4 to 6 ounces of water. I just put it in my water bottle and I started giving it to my son as well, my youngest. My youngest, he says he's fine. So the good thing is we live in a townhouse, so he's upstairs and I'm downstairs. So, you know, I sanitize everything and we take turns like going into the kitchen and whatnot. And if I have to prepare his meals, I'm sanitizing and just putting the food in the hallway and he comes to get it so we can keep a distance. And then I've been using these nasal spray, saline spray to see if it helps with my congestion. I don't know if it helps, maybe a little bit, but I also bought Mucinex because he told me to take Mucinex if I started to get a cough. I bought it, but I haven't taken it yet. I bought the Mucinex Sinus, Extreme Sinus or Severe Sinus, but that one has Tylenol in it, so I haven't taken it because I've been taking Tylenol, the bigger dose, for the pain. So if I do have to take that one, then I'll just take it and stop this one. But that's pretty much what I've been doing. I wanted to see if I can get like some vitamin D3. I'm going to see if I can order some like on Amazon because I didn't have any. But I'm going to try to get that. And I think right now I'm like, well, today's my first day positive, but as far as being exposed, I think I was exposed about 7 days ago. So I'm hoping this is the worst of it. It's kind of scary. I've just been home. I really wanted to like go see my son and everything, but they're sick too. So I'm going to quarantine 10, 14 days, however long they say. I'm not quarantining 5 days. So that could be the CDC recommendation, but I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to be out there spreading it to people. And I'm not trying to, I don't want to be like near my grandbaby yet, just in case, because I don't want to make him sicker. I don't know how this works, but I don't want them to get worse. And so I'm going to wait till like the end of next week to finish quarantining. So I'll be here for a while. I just wanted to make this video just to share my experience with it. Oh, one thing I did notice also a couple days ago, I started to have pain in my eyes. My eyes started hurting. It was a really weird pain. It just felt like, oh my God, like I had to squint a lot with my eyes, like when you have trouble seeing. But it was like painful. And blinking was like if I blinked or closed my eyes, they were burning. That's another symptom I had. I didn't lose my taste. I could still taste food. What I did notice is I have a diminished sense of smell. I didn't lose it completely, but this candle, I'll give you an example. This candle is really strong. It's a Christmas tree candle, and I smell it, but this smells the whole house all the way upstairs. My son is always complaining, saying this smells like Benadryl, but it doesn't. It smells like a Christmas tree, but I smell it very lightly. And that's one thing that was weird to me. I was like, why am I barely smelling this now? So that was a sign that I was catching this thing. Um, so yeah, that is pretty much everything I'm taking right now. I'm not really taking much. They told me there's not really much you can take unless you like get worse, which I'm hoping I don't. I'm hoping this is the worst of it. But I did want to share my experience. I am going to be here at home quarantining until probably the next weekend. I'll be here and just trying to do everything I can to make sure my son doesn't catch it. If he doesn't have it, I don't know. Because the doctor was just like, if he's only sneezing and he doesn't go anywhere, he doesn't. He's homeschooled, so he's home all the time. But he was like, I wouldn't get him tested because we're very short on tests. So just treat his allergies and treat the symptoms, with Mucinex as they come up. And so yeah, that's as bad as I have it. I feel a lot of like head congestion, if that makes sense. Head stuffiness, nasal. Mine is all nasal. I don't feel a lot of cough. I don't feel like a lot of chest situation right now. I'm hoping it stays that way because I don't want to have like bronchitis or pneumonia because I already have lung issues. So I'm hoping it stays that way. And then my son, his worst thing has been my oldest son, his worst symptom was cough. He's got a horrible cough. So he's taking like the really strong dose of Mucinex and doing like treatments and stuff, nebulizer and albuterol. So I'm hoping he gets better right away. And my grandbaby, I think he's doing better because I saw him on FaceTime today. He was a lot more active. They're giving him a natural remedy, like a natural medicine for babies for like congestion and mucus. And I think that helped him a lot. I don't know the name of it, but I know they're giving him that and like infant Tylenol and treatments, nebulizer treatments. So just wanted to share my experience and our experience in case this helps anybody. I'm hoping this is like the worst of it, but you know, I probably won't have like a fashion video. If you guys are following me, you know, I do plus size fashion, beauty, lifestyle videos. I probably won't have one of those up right now because I'm not really up to it. I dressed up and did my lashes because like I wanted to look like a semi decent human being today. But and this is from my lash business, by the way. So for those of you who've ordered from my business, those will not be out until I test negative because I don't want to like touch all the inventory, but I do have a lash business, which is Glam by Nora Torres lashes. I'll link it below if you're interested, but those orders will not be going out till I am negative, like towards the end of next week. And this is what I sell. I sell 3D mink and faux mink lashes and lip glosses, and these are mine, my personal ones. So that's why I'm touching them. I'm not touching my inventory, but they're beautiful lashes. I just got new cases. I rebranded my entire website. So check them out if you want to support, you know, if you want some lashes. They're pretty affordable. And I also sell like lip glosses, and I'll be adding new inventory. I have a bunch of lashes up now. So make sure to check it out. I will link it below. I hope this video helped as far as like knowing kind of what to expect. It might be different for you because everybody's different. Everybody's immune system is different. This is just how this variant has affected me. The doctor said that he's over 95% sure that it's the Omicron, that almost everybody, that's what they're getting now. So yeah, I just wanted to document it. I might make one more video in a couple of days to update how I'm doing and go from there, just to keep you know, give you guys an update. But right now I'm just going to rest as much as possible. And thank you guys for watching. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Feel free to comment if anything, if you did have Omicron and if what helped you get through it. I'm drinking a ton of fluids. I'm drinking a lot of water, a lot of juice, just trying to keep my fluid intake up and just resting as much as I can. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next time.